Some new faces in new places, and it's certainly been quite the off season in Los Angeles. We've got 6 new guys on stage today, as well as a couple of other faces that look pretty familiar. We've got head coach and president of basketball operations, Doc Rivers, and executive vice president of basketball operations, Lawrence Frank. Hello, gentlemen. Now, we're going to start with some of the introductions. We'll start with Patrick Beverley. Give you a little bit of his bio. 2017 NBA All-Defensive First Team. Last season in Houston, averaged nearly 10 points per game, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists. Now, Patrick, I'm going to ask you a question. You played 4 seasons overseas, obviously coming off a really good year in Houston. Describe your journey and then the style of play that you bring to this Clipper team.
I got a chance to play with probably one of the best guards in the NBA, James, and learned a lot from him. And excited to get things started here in LA.
All right, now coming in from Houston as well in this trade was Sam Dekker. Sam played at Wisconsin, led them to a trip to the national title game in 2015. He was the 18th overall pick in 2012. Appeared in 77 games last year, averaging 18 minutes, about 7 points, 4 boards. Now, you were in Las Vegas for a little bit, along with Pat and Austin Rivers, visiting the team. Can you talk about a little what you feel like your contribution will be?
Well, I think with my size and skill set, I can bring a lot of versatility, play 3 positions, guard 3. And like I said, I got a chance to spend a lot of time with Pat, Trez, and Lou over the past few years, built a good relationship with them, and we had a good core group over there. So we're trying to bring that here, bring our enthusiasm and our energy, and really mesh with the core they have here and do a lot of big things.
All right, thank you. Speaking of enthusiasm and energy, Lou Williams, you've certainly done that over the years in a reserve role, but you, 12-year veteran, 2015 NBA Sixth Man of the Year, ranked 2nd among active players in career bench scoring with 8,579 career points and counting. You're coming off a season where you averaged 17.5 points per game.
I appreciate you.
Getting love from his teammates already. Can you talk about how you've been able to maintain such a high level of scoring and how you plan to maintain that?
This league is about going out there and finding your niche, finding where you fit in on teams and as well as your career. And so no matter what the team is, I've always been able to contribute. I'm one of those guys that can adjust in a lot of different scenarios. As much as I shoot the ball, I like to think of myself as an unselfish player, and just going out there and playing hard as I can and bringing what I can to the table. And over the years, we've kind of figured out that scoring is something that I can help a team with, and my teammates appreciate me for it, and that's something I try to go out there and do at a high level.
Well, we're certainly looking forward to seeing that this upcoming season. Now, on to the rookies. Sindarius Thornwell, 48th pick in 2017 draft by Milwaukee. The Clippers, of course, bought that pick. He was the SEC Player of the Year in 2017 at South Carolina, averaging 21 points and 7 rebounds. Now, you played very well at the Las Vegas Summer League. Can you describe what that experience was like for you?
It was good. Just getting the feel of the NBA game and the spacing and, learning how to guard on a different level. And, it was a good experience for me, getting that first taste of the NBA and, getting the jitters out of it.
All right, now I'm going to give you guys a little behind the scenes, just backstage. Sindarius was already teasing Juwan for being the only player out here with the suit on, but he wanted to make sure that Mom had it on today. So Juwan, 39th pick in the NBA draft by the Sixers, traded to the Clippers on July 6th, officially played 2 years at Oklahoma State, averaging 19 points and 6 assists last season at Oklahoma State. You had your delay with the Clippers was pushed back a little bit because the trade wasn't finalized until July 6th. So can you talk about that process and also what it was like to join the team in Summer League?
The process, not knowing when I'm going to be able to come up here to LA. So I'm just at home, just waiting, just working out. But I'm happy I'm finally here. Had fun at Summer League. Got to play with a great group of guys. They like to learn and just like to work hard. So I'm enjoying the process.
32nd overall pick by Houston in 2015. Played 2 NBA seasons. Last season in Houston, 9 points, 3.8 rebounds in 18 minutes, also shooting 65% from the field. Last but certainly not least, can you talk to us about joining a front court that obviously we've seen guys like Blake and DeAndre Jordan, but how excited are you to play with them?
I'm very excited, really. I mean, to play with two dominant front court guys like that and two explosive guys that like to finish around the rim, and I definitely feel that I do the same thing, following along suit with finishing plays the way that they do. Not as high as they do, but I feel like I finish plays around the rim just as good as they do it. So just being able to come in and learn on those two guys who do it very well, I think is going to be good.
All right, Doc, Lawrence.
You want me to go first?
Yeah, why don't you go?
All right. Well, this is good for us. I mean, one of our goals this summer was we wanted high character, competitive players. We felt like we needed to add that to our team. Hard-working, tough-minded guys. That was when I walked into Lawrence's office and circled things. Those are the things that I put in order, like hard-working, competitive, playing hard, tough-minded players. And I think when I look around, that's what we have. And so this has been good for us.
Yeah, and I think just to echo Doc is you look at this group, it's also guys that have a chip on their shoulder. And I'll start first with Trez, since someone may have put him last, I think what you're going to see with Trez is an extremely hard-playing, competitive guy. And he's an outstanding finisher around the basket. He's a great roller, and he's going to add an edge to our front court. And I think he brings something completely different. Lou, his body of work obviously speaks for itself. The one thing that wasn't said about him, he's extremely efficient. He's one of the elite at getting to the line, drawing fouls. Everyone keeps on going for that pump fake, going to his left, despite how many times it's told. But he's an elite scorer and very, very efficient. I think with Sindarius, one of the things that really got us excited about him is he's extremely competitive. And he's one of those guys that has a very high basketball IQ, and he just finds a way. He led South Carolina to their first ever Final Four. And look, when we spoke about as soon as the season ended, what we wanted to get, we wanted winning players. And you look at all these guys, that's what they've known. Sam, we think the best is yet to come. Extremely athletic. It always kind of surprises us when people are talking about Sam. They go, he's athletic. Well, he's always been ultra athletic. I think his versatility, I think you're going to be able to see him be able to do more things in Doc's system, so we're super excited about that as well. Pat, we've been big fans of Pat for a long time. The word instigator, agitator, but sometimes what gets lost in that, extremely talented. And it seems like every time the bar is raised, he meets it. You look at, the size is irrelevant, because you look at the rebounds and the assists at his size. I think he's the first to do it, combined with shooting such a high percentage from three. So we think there's so much more room. I mean, first team all defense, but we think there's a complete game with it. And then with Juwan, we thought Juwan, especially as a young player, has such a good feel. I mean, the game is such a pick and roll game. He has a great feel coming off screens. He can make any pass off of it. He's going to get great mentorship from guys like Pat and Lou, who have played the position, along with Austin and Milo. And he's a sponge, and we really think he has a very bright future. So we're very excited about all the changes.
Okay, we'll open up now to questions from the media.
Brad Turner from the LA Times. Pat, you're replacing a guy who was a point guard here for a long time, has success. How do you think your role will be with this team, and how do you hope to kind of fit in with the group?
I'm going to go ahead and get this out the way, because I know I'm going to be asked this a lot this year. And I'm going to go ahead and get it right now. I am not Chris Paul. I reiterate, I am not Chris Paul. But saying that, he is not me neither. So I'm going to leave it right there.
That is a terrific answer.
That's Pat, y'all. Hey, Pat.
Welcome to the Pat Beverly experience.
Brad, you seem a little speechless.
Pat's here.
Thank goodness.
Going into the draft, obviously, the team was without any picks. How important was it for you and the organization to make moves to acquire guys like Sindarius and Juwan?
It was important. number one, we have a G League team now, so that helps. But we didn't, sign these guys for G League. We liked them as players. We kind of targeted 4 or 5 guys that we thought would have a chance and hopefully would fall to us in spots where we thought we could buy picks. And the fact that we can get multiple picks this summer, it was huge for us. It was a big plus.
Patrick, can you describe the pride that you take in guarding an opponent's best player and always hearing those words like instigator and agitator that Lawrence just used?
My role with the Rockets is to be out there and be, one of the top defenders. Of course, in this league, it's not easy. You're facing so many different types of guards and so many different types of basketball schemes. But I watch a lot of film. I do my homework a lot. The players that I guard, and I just go out there and try to give them hell. I just try to be, that pass. I try to be annoying. I try to get under their skin. I do everything within the line to be creative enough to be one of the best defensive players in the league.
And let me piggyback on Patrick. One of the things, studying him that I have found, I think most people see hard-working guys that are agitators or instigators on the floor, and they don't give them the basketball IQ part of that. What I've been most impressed with is his IQ, his knowledge. Like, he does homework, he studies the league. And I think a lot of people who don't know these guys think that they just show up and play hard. They don't see the other work. He knows every guard. He knows everything about every player. I've been really impressed with that.
Alex Behar, Antelope Valley Press. Doc, Chris obviously was such a main driver of you guys' offense and pretty much the emotional leader on the floor. With him gone, how do you envision your style of play changing?
Well, we'll have ball movement, That's one of the things, for the most part, that I've always preached, With Chris's skill, you wanted to take advantage of what he could do, and that he was a guy that needed the ball to make plays, and he did it so well. You kind of changed to do that. If you look at my work historically, it's been more of a ball movement, cut basketball team, and that's what we're going to get back to doing.
Josh Martin, Bleacher Report. This is for Montrez and for Lou. I know you guys have already been playing in the Drew League out here since you've gotten out here. How important is it for you guys, not just to be here playing for the Clippers, but to really be a part of the basketball community that you have here out in LA?
I just hoop, man. I'm old school. If it's a run going on somewhere, I'm gonna pull up and I'm gonna hoop. The Drew was a great opportunity for me to, I guess timing is everything. There was some opportunities for me to play once I was with the other team in LA, and it just didn't work out, and I came here. Yeah, that was like the appropriate thing to say, right? So, but no, timing is everything, and had a old teammate call me and asked me did I want to play on his team. So drove
called
in.
him and said, "Do you want to score 50?"
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so, but it's good. It's a great opportunity, for fans that probably can't afford to come down to Staples and watch some competitive pro basketball and to come out and make an impression and to impress people. I think that's important for me.
Kind of somewhat the same way. Just getting out there and anytime I can find a game to be able to play and just, put the ball in my hands, that's just something I like to do. So I play basketball a lot. I play with this guy in Atlanta as well, and his thing down there in the ABL. So, it's always a good run and, to stay active over the summertime so you don't get sluggish and you don't get out of shape. So that's what I use it for. Also get my workout in with my trainer.
Doc, you, in the past years with Chris here, everybody had a pretty good sense of what this team was going to look like. Now with these changes, how confident are you in what this is going to look like? And, how much of a handle do you think you have on what this team's going to look like?
I better have a good one, since I'm the coach. No, I don't think we have an identity problem at all. I think everyone else maybe don't know how we're going to play, but I don't think we're having that issue at all here. We know exactly who we're going to be and how we're going to play, and I think we're going to enjoy the way we play.
Pat, you used the word opportunity to describe, what you can have here. Exactly what do you mean by that opportunity to do what? What would you like to do differently, I guess?
I'm just piggyback off what Coach said. When you have a player like Chris Paul, you have a player like James Harden who's ball dominant, who's who's really good at what they do and has the ball a lot, it's hard, you know, to kind of find your way, you know, especially when you got Lou Will, you know, Eric Gordon, players like that. So I'm just fortunate, man. I've been put in a situation where I'm truly blessed to see what the limit is with me. You know, I understand coach is gonna push me to the max, and I know my teammates gonna push me to the max, and it's gonna be fun. You know, my mindset is all about winning. I'm a real black and white type of guy, no gray area with me. So you know, that's my mindset. You know, I come here to win basketball games. I don't come here to look good doing it. You know, at the end of the day, a win is a win, a loss is a loss, and you know, and we gonna have more wins and losses for sure this year.
Patrick, right here. With the Rockets, your role was more of like a defender, you know, agitator, like Lawrence was saying.
First team.
First team, all these, yes, very true.
Yeah, right.
How do you envision your role changing, if at all, with the Clippers?
Listen, I'm gonna lay my hat on what's got me here, and that's defense. You know, I'm never gonna change that. But I mean, like when you've seen Doc Rivers, Coach Rivers, his body of work and what he's done with point guards. So I'm excited to be able to work with him. I'm excited to pick his mind. The past players he's worked with, you know, of course Chris Paul, of course Rondo, you know, the past players he worked with that, you know, that I grew up idolizing. So I think this whole team, we're put in a good position to be successful, and like, you know, like you said, ball movement, and I think that's the key to win a basketball game. So I mean, it's gonna be a good year. It's gonna be a fun year. You know, it won't be easy at all. You know, it won't be easy at all. We're gonna have our tough points, but you know, with the group that we have, I think we're mentally tough to withstand that.
Doc, oftentimes in the league, you make a move to set up the move to get to where you want to go. Is that where you guys are kind of in your redirecting of the franchise, or do you think this team is built to contend in the Western Conference now?
Well, we'll see. You know, one of the things we wanted was more size, but to be more versatile. You know, and you know, that was what the Gallo thing was about. Like, we've been undersized for the most part, other than at the 5 position. And now, when you look at 5-4-3, we have a big team all of a sudden, but it's not big and slow. It's big and athletic. And so I'm going to enjoy coaching that way. It's going to be very difficult to key on where the ball is going to be, who's going to be the facilitator on our team, because we have so many versatile players. I think that's the way of the league, and I'll let you know. You know, I think everyone else will tell us anyway.
Lou, you're a veteran to this city, obviously, playing with the Lakers. What advice, especially for the young guys as rookies coming into the league, do you have about playing in Los Angeles? And what are your expectations in terms of how things will be different this time around for you?
Advice I would give to the young guys, just don't forget what's priority. I think that's important in a city like Los Angeles, where, you know, obviously you can get caught up in a lot of different things, a lot of different lifestyles. Just never forget what you're here for, never forget what's priority. And, you know, I had a coach years ago just told me, earn your good time. You know, earn your good time. Don't do too much if you don't feel like, you know, you've earned that. You know, so I think that's the advice that I would give to these guys. And what was the second part of your question?
All right.
What are your expectations to be different this time around in LA than maybe months away?
I don't have an expectation. I'm just going to work this summer, put myself in a position to go out there and do what I've always done and see what happens.
All right, that's going to wrap the Q&A. I ask everyone to stand with your jersey and pose for a group photo, and then everyone will be available for a one-on-one interview.